Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. And if you do find any of the information in this video valuable, useful, or interesting in any sort of way possible, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. And guys, with all of that in mind, let's just dive in and let's talk about a lot of things within this market. So first off, I've been addressing these OG legacy assets for a very long time now. But even before Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Cash, even, a lot of those forks of Bitcoin started to really kind of break out. I've been telling you guys and addressing the fact that they will start to have massive moves as we do shift into an alt sort of season. Now, the reason why I say an alt sort of season is because we are still awaiting a Bitcoin season before we do get excited on our altcoins. But as you guys do see, money is trickling into alts. It's starting with those OG legacy assets. Ethereum Classic up 78.14% on the 7-day span. Bitcoin Gold up 57% on the 7-day span. Dash 30.85%. Zcash 26% almost. Guys, things are rapidly shifting in this market, and I'm so prepared for alt season, and I hope you all are also prepared. I hope that you have your exit plans ready. I will be unfolding my XRP exit plan once we do get to my adequate fib levels. If I have to hold until those fib levels are, met, then that is it. I am not going to be selling XRP under my current exit plan. If you guys do want to get that, it is on my website, NCashOfficial.com. But I will say this, as things are rapidly evolving in the digital currency space, we do see this. Breaking news, several central banks and also the Bank for International Settlements have developed prototypes for a common digital currencies platform. Here it comes. Codenamed Project Dunbar, the development also proves that financial institutions could use central bank digital currencies to transact directly with one another on a shared platform, reducing the need for intermediaries. And this sounds very similar to what Ripple has been trying to do, but it seems like R3 Corda is actually the main player behind this. We actually seen R3 announce this, saying R3 is proud to be a technology partner for Project Dunbar. Read more on the announcement in our latest blog. I thought this was pretty significant, but for the most part, this solidifies our position within this market. I want you guys to know that it is coming. The digital age for currencies, the digital age for the financial sector is coming. And I do believe that we are seeing the downfall right now of the massive financial system that we have been so proud to be utilizing for so long, and it's finally happening. We do see here Fed Chair Jerome Powell hints at aggressive rate hikes after saying inflation is much too high. I've been telling you guys to prepare for things like this for a very long time. I see people asking me all the time, how do we prepare? How do we prepare? Well, first off, you do really want to try to stake as much crypto as you possibly can. Anything over, the inflation rate, which is at current times 8%. Anything over 8% is very good for, staking in terms of opportunity. But I will say this, when we are talking about inflation, it's going to be hard to escape it at all. I know that inflation's much higher than what they are letting on, but they are talking about, really increasing these rates beyond the 25 basis points that they've already, risen them. So, when we are talking about this, I want you guys to prepare for the economical downfall of stocks and of finance in the United States. I know things have been, sort of, for the most part, looking good on stocks, but I do believe our topping point on the Dow Jones is closing in. And I told you guys around 40 to 45K is at least where I think the topping point for the Dow Jones is before we have a nasty economical downfall within the United States and, of course, the current financial sector. And I've been addressing this for a while now, and we actually see a lot of things unfolding within this area. More so, U.S. unexpectedly sanctions China officials hours after demanding Beijing condemn Russia. A lot of people are even talking about this, saying, it's getting very, very interesting, very, very fast. And this could possibly be the end of the U.S. dollar as a dominant currency as we know it. We know that these nations want to get out of the SWIFT network. We know that they want to get out of course, the U.S. dollar, dominated payment system that we are in currently. They know that right now, inflation rates are extremely high. They know that a lot of things right now are in a downfall, sort of spiral, pattern within finance in the United States, and they know, right? They know what's going to happen to their currency as well, considering the fact that it all relies on the US dollar. So, things like this, these sanctions, are only streamlining the exit of SWIFT. And I do believe that we are seeing the downfall of the SWIFT network before our eyes. Now, we also see here, in terms of sanctions, we see Biden on Russian cyber attacks. It's coming. And I want you guys to know that this allows for not only, massive catalyst issues within, the internet sector and just the internet in general, but also think about the banks, the banking system. If you have cash in your bank, maybe it's time to pull a little bit out here and there to make sure to prepare if your banking app or maybe your bank branch goes down fully. You got to also remember, these cyber attacks could lead to massive hacking events on banks as well. I don't believe that banks are safe currently. And listen closely to this.
But look, today my administration issued new warnings that based on evolving intelligence, Russia may be planning a cyber attack against us. As I said, the magnitude of Russia's cyber capacity is fairly consequential, and it's coming. The federal government is doing its part to get ready, but under U.S. law, as you all remember, the private sector, all of you, largely decides the protections that you will or will not take.
Now, this also came moments after this. White House, Russian government is exploring options for potential cyber attacks on critical infrastructure in the United States,
urging private sector partners to take immediate action to shore up their defenses against potential cyber attacks. We've previously warned about the potential for Russia to conduct cyber attacks against the United States, including as a response to the unprecedented economic costs that the U.S. and allies and partners imposed in response to Russia's further invasion of Ukraine. Today, we are reiterating those warnings, and we're doing so based on evolving threat intelligence that the Russian government is exploring options for potential cyber attacks on critical infrastructure in the United States.
And this is critical infrastructure. They are going after, of course, financial districts, because guess what? At the end of the day, we have cut them out of financial opportunity. So they are going to be targeting most likely the banking sector. And this is also going to cut you out from accessing your bank accounts, accessing your funds. This is a major issue. And I want you guys to realize, with all of this in mind, we are seeing a massive attack on, of course, the banking infrastructure of the current times. Now, if we do see a massive offline event, a lot of these major CBDCs that we are seeing being, really kind of shifted into this market are going into the offline basis. And I'm actually going to be addressing that here shortly. But I have one last official video to post, or I should say, for you guys to listen closely to. And this is Biden. Times have shifted. New world order coming. Listen closely.
We are at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy. Not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every 3 or 4 generations. As one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then, we established a liberal world order, and that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people dying, but nowhere near the chaos. And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. And we've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it. So anyway,
And with that in mind, this new world order, to me, is actually the collapse of the dollar. I think that we are seeing overall the collapse of the current infrastructure, and we will usher in a digital infrastructure, which is happening right now between these massive central banks and even the Bank for International Settlements. And we do see here the Bank of Ghana, BOG, this comes from the Digital Pound Foundation, which we know Ripple is a part of, has released their CBDC design paper with a key focus on offline use, ensuring rural, unconnected communities are able to use the proposed e-SETI digital currency. Now, I want you guys to know that when we are talking about offline use, I do think that offline use should be a key focus for everything, as well as we do see cyber attacks becoming the new norm. We do see XRP ledger transactions can now be initiated offline. What is XPOP? If you guys did miss this, this is actually a fairly interesting tool that is based off of QR codes, as you guys do see down here. This goes back to October of 2021, but it was proof of payments as presented by Richard at Apex Dev Summit. This generates an animated QR containing everything needed for offline XRP ledger transaction proof. This is significant, and this is a very significant, innovation within this area, because we know that ever so clearly, it could become a major problem within cyber attacks that, you might not be able to make a payment. You might not be able to confirm a transaction, but this allows for those transactions, for those payments, for just in general transactions to be initiated. That is very significant, especially right now with things happening and unfolding. And last but not least, as we do see banks moving in on crypto technology, I leave you with this video. This has nothing to do with a bubble. Instead of making a settlement in 2, or even 5 days, if I'm sending $300 to India, it happens real time. Instead of it costing me $10, it's free. That's the reason why these applications are taken off. This is coming from Bank of America. Listen closely to this.
This has nothing to do with a bubble. This has nothing to do with excess liquidity. This has to do with the fact that there are applications that people can use that instead of making a settlement in 2 days or 5 days, if I'm sending $300 to India, it happens real time while I'm still on the phone with my family. And instead of costing me $10, it's free. That's the reason why these applications are taking off.
Now, again, talking about NFTs, talking about DeFi, talking about crypto, I wonder what technology he's actually talking about here, because we know Bank of America at one point in time was a direct partner with Ripple. These banks know, okay? These banks know who Ripple is. They know what Ripple Net is. They know what XRP is. They know that the efficiencies are there. And, as things are, more so unfolding, the downfall of the current infrastructure, which we utilize, which we are all aware of, that has massive, inefficiencies, is collapsing. The pieces are falling into place for the new system to take over. I don't like to speak in terms of I'm a tinfoil hat wearer or anything like that, but we are seeing it before our eyes. Things are shifting. Pieces are falling into place. And there's one specific asset that has the potential to truly disrupt and take over in this area. And it's an asset that the technology behind it allows for trillions of transactions per second to be processed without any central authority. This is a fully decentralized ledger, a fully decentralized payment infrastructure that has the scalability, has the overall cost basis that anyone can afford, and of course the speed of settlement that is so quick that you can make a payment and have it fully settled in seconds. This is truly massive, okay? And I want you to realize that the days are nearly numbered for SWIFT. As we do see more and more sanctions being imposed, we see more and more of a risk to the US dollar. The US dollar as we know it, before our eyes, is failing. We know this. We've seen inflation continuing to drastically increase. We are seeing, economical issues unfolding before our eyes. And all while we are, seeing this, we are also preparing. We are preparing ourselves for the inevitable future and the collapse of the financial markets. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.